Got fired, but the company did not have my final check ready, so I sued. It cost them thousands. This happened 8 years ago. No names will be used as it could still come back on me. Also, I am very aware of my state's employee rights policies, as I had to help write an employee manual at a previous job, a few years earlier. On to the story. I now work for a national craft store chain. The department I was in had regional managers, over this particular department. We had an inspection and I was told certain policies were going to be changing. I told the this was a bad idea as it concerned customers' items that could be damaged and gave an example of this very situation that had occurred the previous week. Did not like her instructions challenged and was pissed that I would dare question her. A week later, second week of the month, 3 p.m. on a Thursday, I get pulled into the store manager's office along with store assistant manager and corporate HR on speakerphone. I am informed that I am being let go for not following directions and push back on company policy. They have a paper for me to sign, listing out the discretions. They are all true. I try to explain my actions to SM and explaining that compliance with the new policy, which I tried to explain to the as well, could open company to lawsuits for damage to customers' personal items. Apparently, the is the one that forced SM to fire me because doesn't like to be questioned. Fine, so I sign paper and ask for my final check. SM tells me it will be issued at the end of the month along with everyone else's. I point out that this is against state law and I want my check now. $1,200. SM seems confused and corporate HR says company policy is all checks, regardless of state policy, will be paid at end of the month, which is the next pay period. I just say okay and walk out the doors. As soon as I get home, I contact a wage attorney, explain what happened, and he says he will email me a packet to look over and sign giving him permission to initiate the lawsuit. Disclaimer, which I think every attorney has, is that if my side loses, I will have to pay his fees. They are $400 per hour. In my state, if your final check is not given to you at the time of termination, then for every day it's late, the terminated employee is owed 8 hours of pay. For reference, if the company waits till the end of the month, that's 15 days of extra pay they will owe me. My attorney tells me to go no contact with the company. Do not answer any calls. Let all calls go to voicemail. Forward them along with any emails directly to him if they try to contact me. He just tells me what I already know, that the longer they take, the more money I will get. 2 weeks later, my attorney calls me and says they have settled and company will be sending him my final paycheck with 15 additional days of pay included. It was settled with gross pay, but they didn't want any tax liability issues, and so I agreed to withholdings so everything would be kosher on my W-2. I get a next day FedEx delivery with my check along with some paperwork I have to sign and a statement showing the attorney's fees as well. I got my full pay, including the extra days, which was about $3,000. My attorney's fees were close to $9,000 and the company's attorney fees were $7,000. My attorney explains that I am entitled to a statement because the fees are part of the settlement and have to be disclosed per state law. In the end, because the company didn't cut me a $1,200 check, it cost them about $19,000. The funny part in all this is that as part of the settlement, if I want to, I can still reapply to the company for any qualified open position. I laughed at that thinking, yeah right. They're gonna rehire me if I apply. I doubt it.